What's up, guys? Hybrid Mongoose here, and welcome to a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. If you're new here, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a video. And if you are an existing subscriber, come in closer. Thank you for coming back. Anyway, today is a video. I'm going to talk about collecting and what collecting means to me and basically what it has done. I know it's going to get a little deep in this video, but psychologically, and I think a lot of people can attest and relate to this story because collecting not only is fun, a fun hobby to do, and it's makes me happy. It's nostalgic. I honestly feel like toy collecting or figure collecting kind of keeps you young at heart. It's good because in today's age, as a grown-up, as a grown person, we have enough, seriousness in our life. We have enough, serious things to deal with, family members, sickness, depression, bills, house, family, kids, job. We have all these serious things to deal with in life. So I feel like, collecting stuff from my childhood or even like action figures in general, some could see it as being very extremely immature, but I would say, don't let the child die inside of you. I think that's when like life sucks, a lot of people would go, why are you collecting toys? Are you a little kid? Like, what is that? And it's like people collect all kinds of different things. I'm not going to judge anybody for collecting anything, but it's certain adults can kind of make you feel a certain way, or kind of shame you into like playing video games or playing with toys. I'm a lifelong video game player, so you can make fun of me all you want. I joke that I'm the king of the nerds because I was all the comic book stuff that is in the Marvel stuff and DC stuff that is popular now. I was into in middle school, made fun of for it. All kinds of different things like that. I'd wear an Iron Man shirt and get made fun of. And it's like, now look, today, Iron Man's cool. It's like, yeah, I knew what was cool before all you guys. You need to just shut up. Anyway, back on topic of the collecting. What ended up happening was I started collecting about 6 months ago, really heavily into action figures. And I was collecting all the little things from my childhood that I didn't have or I would want to have as a child. And what it did is kind of astonishing. Growing up, and this is not a pity party, this is not to make you feel sorry for me, this is just what happened. During a pivotal moments of my childhood, between the ages of probably 4 to 10, I think I remember maybe one good Christmas, and when I say one good Christmas, I mean like a Christmas where we actually got presents. So, there was a lot of times where, I was 6 years old, wake up on Christmas morning, no presents at all. I would get back to school, and I would think, man, that kind of sucks. We didn't get any presents, whatever. Right. My parents were poor. We grew up very poor at that time. And, I get, winter break would be over. We go back. And I could hear all the classmates coming back after Christmas break, like, I got this new Nintendo and I got this new whatever, and we're sitting here poor, with nothing, and I kind of felt like, what did we do? Like, what did we do wrong? And I held a lot of resentment towards my parents for having just, it'd be one thing to have no presents when you're like 15, but when you're 7. When you're 6 years old and you don't know the world yet, and you don't know you don't realize the other underlying reasons why, you don't get it. You're just a little kid that didn't get toys and everyone else got toys. That's all you see. So I held a ton of resentment towards my parents for the longest time. Even I'm 39 years old. Okay. I was holding on to that resentment up until about a month ago, literally. Because what ended up happening was I started collecting like Ninja Turtles and things from my past, and it made me realize these are pieces of plastic. This does not matter. This is not going to change anything, and this doesn't mean anything. Collecting things that are not going to cure your depression or fix a major issue in your life. It will give you temporary happiness. You know, it's fun to keep you at heart, you know, a child at heart. It's nostalgic and it's fun, but like getting that extra piece, we have to also think like mentally, like, look, it's never going to be like enough. You know, it's never going to be enough to where you're like, oh, my collection's done. You know, it's like collecting's kind of like a lifelong pursuit of just finding stuff that is nostalgic and fun for you. So, you know, it's not going to fix your marriage, right? It's not going to fix your job. It's not going to fix problems that you have in your life. Those are always going to be there. And I think a lot of people take certain things and they try to mask their actual real problem. Collecting will never do that. You know, you may be able to run from your problems for so long, but, you know, obviously they're going to hit you in the face one day. And I've been lucky enough to have that kind of retrospective to realize, like, wow, these are pieces of plastic. This means nothing. This doesn't mean my parents didn't love me. This doesn't mean that my parents didn't want to get me presents when I was a little kid. And it's funny because now, you know, my parents are more well off. They spoil my son, you know, their grandson. They buy him tons of stuff. And it just like, I realized they couldn't buy that stuff for me. You know, they wanted to, but they were just poor. And there was nothing we could do about it. And it's funny how even internally I knew that, but I didn't realize it until I collected the stuff myself. And in that connection to the past, I was collecting stuff from my childhood. And I have a collection, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection that is way bigger than anything I had when I was little. And that's what made me realize, like, holy moly, these are pieces of plastic. And even if I had these things when I was little, it doesn't mean my parents were bad parents. It doesn't mean, you know, they didn't love me, and it doesn't mean they didn't want to get those things from me. And I think a lot of people that grew up kind of poor are like the biggest hoarders and the biggest collectors, because they're just trying to collect their childhood. You know, they're trying to get everything they couldn't get when they were little. And yeah, no. So that collecting is like, funny enough, it made me fully forgive and like let go of that resentment towards my parents, you know, from back then. And it feels like a huge weight was just lifted off of me after realizing that. It's so funny. You'd like go to therapy for something like this, right? You go see a doctor to go see that. And I just like figured it out just from that toy, from that time. It interconnected to how I felt when I was little. And I don't know. I guess I'm lucky that I figured that out on my own, but yeah, I just wanted to make this video just to be like, you know, the weird thing that happened when I started collecting and realizing, like, you know, this is a fun hobby. It's not going to fix all your issues. And at the end of the day, it's pieces of plastic. And we sometimes when we're little, especially when we're little, we can you know, we can take those things and actually, you know, manifest them into more than what they were. And seeing how my parents now spoil my son, you know, their grandson, it's like, no, clearly they would want to buy us toys when we were little. That's not the case at all. They wanted to, they just couldn't. They couldn't afford it. So it's, yeah, that's it, guys. I kind of psychoanalyzed myself in a way. I probably do need real therapy. I mean, I'm sure everyone could benefit from a little bit of therapy, but it's just funny what happened. You know, sometimes we just got to look at things from like a third person view and just realize like what's actually happening, and take that moment to kind of step back and go, And I would say, you know, collecting can be a slippery slope of where it isn't good for certain people. You know, I've set myself up with kind of an allowance, a limit of what I can spend, because I'm not crazy. You know, I'm not dropping $400 a week on collectibles and things like that, because that's crazy. And also, I don't see it as an investment type of thing either. I don't buy things to resell. I don't buy things because they're valuable, things like that. I buy things that I like. That's it, period. So that's what I do. I don't sit there and try to, I don't make it deeper than it needs to be. You know, I enjoy if I see something random from my past. It could be vintage or not vintage, just something new that reminds me of something, you know, that I used to have. I'll even buy it then. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the video. What do you think? What does collecting mean to you? Leave it down in the comments below. like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all those things. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.